Thank you. All right, welcome back to Nick Landis Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Known Classic. This is episode number 2926 and Doubleshot 2820. First up is a Ghost Rider trade to Hell and Back, which contains issues 6 to 11 of Ghost Rider Volume 6. I'm also discussing in number 1 because I was collecting the very next trade, but because basically the other two issues couple published that reprinted that trade already, so I'm discussing it here. 6 of them has two parts to Hell and Back. It's basically Johnny Blaze in a small town. At one point he gets arrested, and then he's bailed out because of stuff related to the devil. It's a weird two-parter. By the way, all these issues are written by Danny Way, except for the ending. They must do it more. It's a very strange two-parter. And then basically, here's the thing. Issues 8 through 11, which is a four-parter, is a tie to Civil War 1, where, get this, we have Johnny Blaze take on the Jack-o'-lantern. You're probably thinking, which one? When it comes up here, I'll be able to do it. Yes. He first up was Lucifer. Yes, Lucifer. Yeah, it's kind of interesting the fact they have Jack Lantern here, but yet this it's a catch it's a whole thing of casualties of war, and it's like four straight issues. And then here's the weird thing: then the very next two issues tie into World War Hulk, and you're like, really? Yeah, really. It ties into World War Hulk. It's very interesting four-parter, and this be like this along with World War Hulk be the only times, from what I can tell, this entire run that this book is part of a crossover. This one being, of course, the arc is called Legends of Sleepy Hollow, Illinois, because you have Jack Lantern there. Yeah. Oh, and it's well, Lucifer is possessing him because Jack Lantern died. This, of course, is Steve Levins. He died in the opening issue of Punisher. Yeah, which was tied into Civil War. The issue he shows up and he gets killed off in the issue. Lucifer. It just a demon appears here. He's been associated with, of course, now Volume 6 does them as Lucifer, yes, but not as Satan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's possessing basically a dead man's corpse. And it's like this for the next few issues. We also have a view of the bad guy sheriff for this book, Sheriff Harry O'Connor. And of course, well, he's only here for this story arc, and that's it. Does he die? No, he just told to leave as soon as the story arc wraps up. Yeah, and this story arc is roughly like four parts. Yeah, it takes up issues 6 to 11. By the way, issue number 11 is a loose nod to an old issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Oh yeah, definitely. Also, also there's zombies here too. They killed the character Carmine Fedori, who only appeared in this story here, which is the godson of the sheriff of the town. Mm-hmm. Yes. So the whole thing of him basically called by a chain, him up in the air like this. This is a nod to, I think, like an old issue Amazing Spider-Man. I'm surprised that Alexander Simmons had to do homage to this very cover. I'm not really sure exactly why, but he did. Now, when would this Jack Lantern appear again? Despite being, dead? Oh, in case you're wondering, does this Jack Lantern fly on a giant disc like the other ones did? Yeah, he did. If you wonder what happened to the original one, oh, he's dead. Yeah. despite, being dead throughout this multi-parter. In case you're curious, though, when is the next time we see this particular Jack-O-Lantern? Incredible Hercules 129. Except he's in the afterlife. Yep, roughly 2 years later. But that's the main issues for you. But there's also an annual to discuss here. And we're only discussing one annual. And number 1. Which for some reason identifies as a one-shot. I'm not sure why. It's basically Ghost Rider taking on the Lucifer. Still, the debut of the character Mr. 11. That's the character's name. Yeah, the book is written by Stuart Moore, and this will be Stuart's only Ghost Rider contribution he's making his whole career. He is a pretty good writer, not terrible. He wrote some stuff for Marvel. Here's most of the things he wrote for Marvel as a writer. He wrote New Avengers Transformers. He did some Iron Man issues. He did issues 2032 of Iron Man Volume number 4. He did Wolverine Noir. Namor and the First Mutant. He was right for that, which I have reviewed at. A couple issues of Spider-Man, the Point 1.2. Deadpool the Duck. Oh, and this Ghost Rider deal. This is the only contribution he ever did for Ghost Rider. Oh yeah, he also did Annihilation Heralds of Galactus. First book he ever did was issue XM Limited. He also did issue of Wolverine. Issue number 41. Which was a issue that had nothing to do with... And here's a fun fact. The very next issue was tied to Civil War 1. Right after this one issue he did. So it's the only series. Like I said, the only ones he worked on were New Avengers Transformers, Iron Man, Wolverine Noir, Namor and the First Mutant, and Deadpool the Duck. The last thing he officially worked on at Marvel was... that was a comic, was Deadpool the Duck. And that came out in 2017. And that would be the last thing he would ever actually work on for Marvel. Yep. That's a fun little annual I had to basically throw in there. Yep. But we're not done just yet. Next up we have is some Punisher War Journal. Yes, and all these issues you hear are written by Chuck Dixon. Now, what issue of Punisher War Journal we're discussing? It's basically going to be 38 to 44 and 47, no, 48 to 50. That's the issue we're discussing. All Chuck Dixon issues. Yeah, first starting out with basically Punisher taking care of, a lot of it's, very much standalone issues. One issue deals with villains on a train. There's stuff for Christmas. There's evil parachuters who are drug dealers. Yeah, a lot of it is drug dealers in New York City. Plus, I love the cover for issue number 40, which is basically Punisher on the road, dealing with some evil truckers. The Yellow Board, that's basically for issue 40, that's him fighting criminals on a train. In 42, he takes on a group known as the Black Collins, which are basically a group of evil, basically an Irish mob, who are, they're pretty much in a way recurring villains. They first appeared in issue 42. They were not returning in issue 61. And they will be prominent recurring villains throughout Chuck Dixon's time on the book. And still a lot of fun here. Still Punisher in character, just killing criminals. And then issue number... Now, think with the cover for issue 43. John Romita Jr. does the cover art here. But Chuck Dixon does not do the issue. He does do the issue for 42. So there's some Mark Texture. 43 is done by Richard Reaney. He takes on a few mobsters for issue 43, which he kills them all off. In 44, he basically takes out a black market organ donor program. Now, 45 to 47 are parts of the Dead Man's Hand crossover, so skip straight to issue 48. 48 is debut of a character named Payback, who is a rip-off Punisher, who was a recurring character Chuck Dixon created when he came back to the book after taking a little bit of time off, which, of course, he would be prominently in this book, and then, like, when the book ended, he was never seen again. Yeah, and you have Tom Fox doing the artwork for this issue. And he's here, basically. Eventually, he beats a Payback, who thinks like an old friend of his, and we just do a Payback. Issue 50 is a double-sized issue where they kill the character even call it the Raven. Now, the opening story is written by Chuck Dixon and the art by Mark Textra. The backup work is done by Stephen Grant and Sean McManus, which the book itself is really good. It does debut a place in Cambodia known as Simpong, where it appears. It actually previously appeared in issue of Punisher issue 2 of First Volume, and in this Black Spider-Man annual, but it somehow appeared there somehow. He also kill. Basically, in the book, he rescues a woman named Susie from Cambodia against these other brothers. She's here to just help Punisher out for this backup story. And the opening story is basically him trying to get home to New York, where he's basically killing criminals in an airport. I'm like, that's interesting. And that's pretty much the issues in a nutshell. I gotta admit, the artwork in here of these issues is pretty good. And all these are pretty much standalone issues. Not an actual story per se, but they're all like standalone issues. And I'm gonna get Punisher War Journal, issues 38 to 44 and 48 to 50, a 9 out of 10. Great issues, and if you're a fan of Chuck Dixon, check these books out. Now, with issue 50, I have exactly 30 issues left to go for this whole volume to review. You have 30 more. Before I do the crossover, Suicide Run, that's coming up, I have 10 issues left. So next time I discuss Punisher, it will be the next 10, Punisher War Journal, the next 10 issues, and then I'll do Suicide Run. Okay? But this will be pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, do that like button. Next up is One Piece. Okay? Thanks for you. Bye.